Morning, Fano. Welcome to another beautiful day on the Kaipara. This is Gardening on the Kaipara. My name's Howard. Thank you for joining me again. So it's early March and autumn has already come, which is a bit surprising. Normally in New Zealand, I would normally expect it to be getting cold and colder, I should say, and the leaves start turning towards the end of March maybe, but yeah, by the start of March already I could see that the leaves were turning, and the weather turned bad after my daughter's white wedding here, and yeah, changeable, cooler all round, and autumn has already arrived, which is very surprising. So the jobs we've got for this month are to clear out the veggie beds because most of them have kind of gone over. Tomatoes seem to be pretty much at an end. To try and do some potatoes, so pick out the last of the second earlies and see if we can plant some up, see if we can get a second crop out of them for the year, which is a really interesting experiment. I also need to do a load of seed sowing. Seed sowing is probably one of the things I enjoy most in gardening, but it's also probably the very first thing that I stop doing when everything gets busy. I tend to put that one off, thinking I need to do other jobs and tidy up and the grass and everything else, and invariably the seeds get left and don't get done, which is really frustrating and just a problem of my own design. So I want to try and get seeds out, at least sown, for autumn. So my plan this year is to try and really focus on the vegetables that I actually really eat a lot of, what we eat a lot of here, which is onions and carrots, beetroot, broccoli, cabbage, and potatoes. Those are kind of staples, and trying to just understand how much I need to be growing to make sure that I don't have to keep buying them. Kind of grieves me a bit to go into the supermarkets and be buying that kind of thing. It really does. We've got some watermelons potentially to harvest. Never grown watermelons before, so I think we'll probably do a bit of a taste test on that, which could be fun, assuming that they're ripe. And a whole load of pumpkins that I've got to work out whether they're ready to pick and store. So yeah, quite a few things to get done and really transition over into autumn crops, which could be fun. So yeah, that's the plan for the month, and we'll see how successful we are at the end of the month. I'll see you then. Bye bye. Okay, so something a bit different. We're going to do a bit of a taste test on the melons that we've grown. As my lovely wife Lynn, and we've got 2 melons here, Golden Gold and the Moon and Stars. We're going to start with the Golden Gold. This was one that the plant just seemed to stop with no particular reason after a bad wind. So I don't know whether they matured some sweetness or whether it's rock hard, but we'll see. So we'll cut this one first. You ready, babe?
Yes, 10 out of 10 for growing them for the first time. They look magnificent on the outside.
Oh, that's a good colour.
This is a watermelon.
They're both watermelons, yeah.
Okay, that looks good.
That looks really good, doesn't it? Smells good. That looks amazing, actually. Big chunks. Do you need a spoon? No.
We're just going to take a bite of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You've got all the pips, I think.
Surprisingly really good.
That's really nice. I was waiting for you to spit it out before I had any. 10 out of 10, Howard.
Oh wow, that's amazing. That is so good. Oh, throwing seeds all over. I think we'll save these seeds. Oh.
Excellent.
I really like that.
I'm just going to get a tissue. Do you need one?
Yeah. Quick tissue replacement. Okay. Well, we like that. Now this one.
Which is for...
This is Moon and Stars, which I think is beautiful. It's such a cool one. I don't know whether to do this that way or the other way now. Stick with what we've done.
That's... Oh.
Slightly bigger, well, a lot bigger pips on this one.
Oh, thank you. You went first again. Not quite as flavoursome as the other one.
No, it's definitely not as sweet, is it?
Not quite as sweet, no. It smells a little bit planty, but doesn't taste like that. It still tastes nice.
Right.
Smells like the soil.
Very moist.
Yes.
You had to say that.
No. You'll edit that. Tell me you'll edit that. I'm not doing it again. Tastes nice though. Good job, Howard.
I think this one's definitely sweeter.
Yeah. But we would eat both of them.
I was
Need
thinking,
a lot of napkins though.
I was thinking I wouldn't grow the yellow one again, just because we only had the one. But actually, having tasted it,
yeah, it's worth it.
I'm thinking it's worth it. So, both good.
Yes.
Yellow one's the better of the two. I think we're saying.
9 out of 10 for the yellow.
Yeah.
7.5 for the moon and stars.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'd agree with that.
Good job.
There we go. Thank you, babe, for that.
Okay.
Okay, well, now's an exciting time. We get to harvest the pumpkins because I want to clear this bed now to put some brassicas in, and we'll probably lift up the watermelons as well. There's one big one left and a couple of little ones. So let's see. The one that's looking good. What I'll do is I'll just put these on the drying rack that I've got in the garage, just to make sure that they cure. Although I think we're going to make some frittatas out of, not frittatas, what would you call them, babe? Torti. What do you call them? Frittatas. Okay, we're going to be making some frittatas with some of these. I think that's at least one of them. And then we've got people coming up for Easter, so again, use them for Easter as well. That's the biggest of the watermelons that are left. I think we had the biggest one for the tasting that we did the other day. Yeah, that one I think is rotten. We're leaving the dahlias in. Really like the colour on these. They're such a vivid orange. Kind of remind me of Hobbiton down in Matamata, where they have them. And I remember the first time we went, I kind of thought that they were prop ones like plastic, but actually they grow all the veggies for real there, which is really cool. Hardly recommend it as a tourist thing if you're down that way. I think that's all of them. There we go, there's the haul. 2 watermelons and 7 pumpkins. Pretty happy. Okay, so what we have here, Fano, is a new way of sowing carrots for me. I've tried many methods of trying to choose carrots and usually failed. I've tried the seed tape, which has probably been my most successful, but it's really expensive for what you get. So I came across this method the other day. What you do is you sprinkle carrot seed on wet paper towel and let it germinate over a couple of days, so that you've got a tiny little root appearing on each seed. Then you just pick them out with some tweezers and pop them into egg boxes, one to each compartment. Might sound rather fiddly, and it probably looks very fiddly here, because the wind managed to blow my cartons over and over and got them all mixed up. So many of them had their roots intermingled, which was a bit of a pain, but that's okay. But yeah, you pop them into one to each compartment, and then you don't have to thin them going forward. You know exactly which ones are germinating and exactly how many you're going to get, theoretically, assuming that the slugs don't eat them all. So I'm really excited to give this a wee try. Okay, so it's a couple of days later now, and we've got our carrot seeds into the egg boxes, and a few of them are actually already showing through, which is really good. And what we're going to do now is pop them in to the new carrot bed. Now the plan is that they get sunk into the earth a bit, so just digging that out, egg box width, like that. I'm guessing onions to plant for later. I think that should be alright. I'm just going to wet that. Like that. And then pop these on there. I reckon that's about right. Just a bit further along. Like so. Now we bring this dirt back around. So firmed in. And we'll give that another light water. There we go. So we've got 48 carrots just in that small spot. There's probably room for another 2 egg boxes on there. Giving 60, 72 on one strip. And then we could do another strip there and a third one here, I think. Which gives us like 200 odd carrots in that bed. And the plan is to leave that last bit at the end there to sow some parsnip in, which we might do now as well. Job done. Very happy. Very happy. Well, Barlow, there we go, the end of March, and a really pretty good month for me. Got a lot done in the garden and prepped it for the first time for autumn. So getting all the beds cleared and planting the seeds. Got a lot of seeds planted. As you know, that's not something I'm good at. And getting the onion and carrot beds prepped. Never had an onion or carrot bed specifically before. Getting them covered, hopefully that's going to make a difference. And sowing with parsnip, that's new. Sowing with the peas at this time, that's new as well. So lots of experimentation and hopefully seeing how these go. Been reflecting a bit on the summer that's just gone past and how that's done, giving myself a bit of a report card. Things that have gone really well this year have been the melons and the pumpkins. Definitely going to do those again next year. Quite fancy growing cantaloupes as well. Zinnias, outstanding. An absolute revelation, and particularly amongst the asparagus, I thought they looked fantastic. Tomatoes, mixed. The black crim and the grossly were brilliant. Black crim particularly were really good, and they were on their last chance. Before I've grown them, they've only grown to kind of size of small ordinary tomatoes, and I was like, what's the big deal? But this year they were brilliant. My brother Mark and I were having cheese and tomato sandwiches pretty much every day while he was here, and they were just so tasty, really good. Cucumbers were good, considering I struggled to have grown them before. And the French beans have been solid, which has been always good. Been able to freeze some, although I think we've used all them up, but we've got quite a few more growing for the autumn, so hopefully that should be good. I suppose the ones that you describe as could do better, courgettes, started off great, but then fell away just before the wedding. I don't know whether that was the weather or bad watering, or that the bed ran out of kind of goodness. It kind of felt like that, really. However, being able to freeze them was brilliant. So we've been still having them. What else? So the runner beans have been very average. Again, they just died away with the courgettes in the same bed. I'm still not completely convinced on runner beans. When I cooked them, there was bits of and a sharp skin in them, even though I'd peeled the sides. So I don't know what that's about, whether I'd left them too late. Cherry tomatoes, sweetie, definitely never going to grow those again. They were pretty hopeless. The lettuce were good, but I didn't do any succession sowing, and so after that there was nothing, so I need to work on that. The basil, it was okay, not great success on the seeds, and didn't use much of it during the summer. So with the potatoes, one lot were really good and the other lot were not good at all. I actually wonder whether I got them mixed up somewhere, and actually the ones that I thought were second earlies were actually a main crop, because they were so much bigger and better than the other lot. I've been reading that you get determinate and indeterminate potatoes, and one lot you earth up and the others it makes no difference. I've got some agria from just the supermarket, and they were really cheap, and I'm just going to throw those in just as a, let's see, for $2, what have you got to lose? So for the things that were absolute fails, well, aubergines, absolute fail. Planted 4, didn't get anything out of them. Also, I thought I was clearing away the beds the other day and found this, which is not really going to win any prizes, but I'll pop that into a moussaka, and that will be just a wee consolation for the year. Peppers, complete fail. Don't know what happened there, just couldn't get going at all. I don't know whether that's to do with the soil not being very good at the moment. I need to improve the soil as much as I can. Strawberries, well, they didn't work at all. We got a few of them, but those were a bit slug damaged. Need to work on that bed. and put some decent mulch down, put some decent fertilizer into the soil. Sweet peas, just no success with them. We've got some growing now from seed. See whether change of season makes a difference. I just wonder whether the wind here is too much for them. So there we go. That's my summer reflection. What I would say though was the melons were probably the highlight. I hope you enjoyed the melon tasting with my lovely wife. What I've done is I've saved seed from the Golden Gold, even though it's supposed to be a hybrid, and the Moon and Stars. So if you're subscribed or are subscribed already and you want me to send you some, if you just go to the email in the description below, which is the YouTube email for this channel, and let me know before the end of April if I've got enough seeds left. That's April 24. If you've got enough seeds left and you're in New Zealand, I will send you some. No charge at all. Just as a thank you for watching. I quite like the idea of sharing seed. It's definitely a thing that happens a lot in UK. Not so sure it happens over here in the same way, but I'm really interested in trying to explore that idea of sharing seed around, because I find the seed over here so expensive. So yeah, if you're interested in getting some free seeds, just subscribe and let me know, and I'll get some in the post to you. And so then that's it. Until next time, haere rā, take care, look after each other, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.